Hello, welcome to Jade Kind Video Gaming. My name is Adam. Here is Violet with more Pokemon Violet. And this time, I think school stuff? Like, I noticed other teacher over here. Oh my, if it isn't Violet. Long think. Please forgive me if this is an odd question. Were you perhaps watching me from afar just now? I just got here. Yes, I suppose you wouldn't have been doing something like that. I'm sorry. You see, how should I put this? Recently, there have been times when I feel as if I'm being watched. Not by a Pokemon, mind you, but by a person. I thought it might be a ghost, so I tried asking my sister for help. She said it most likely isn't one. She's good with ghost-type Pokemon, you know? Perhaps one of my students is quietly watching me, waiting for a chance to ask me a question. That might be. Goodness, that wasn't an intense gaze I felt. If you notice someone with a sort of fire in their eyes, come tell me, won't you? If they are too shy to come ask me themselves, then I'll go to them. Came even closer. Who's watching her? I'm a student. Sure you are. I have no idea. Let's do some class. Continue with history. With Miss Raifort. Yep. Don't be tardy. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. Today, we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust that you all remember our lesson before the midterm exam concerning the great crater of Paldea and its interior, Area Zero. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area Zero Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest, but not most creative with coming up with names. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds, except namers. Amongst the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Violet. The only person in class I call upon. Let's see if you're paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches of the Great Crater? Area Zero Expedition? Correct! To pick up on and remember a term I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture, you really are quite a clever one. The correct name for the team was the Area Zero Expedition, which I noticed we've already been making fun of. The record of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is now known as the Violet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Violet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Violet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Oh, time already. That ends today's lessons. Unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. I'm like, did I already read it? Because I looked around the library a lot early on. Nope. First floor. Definitely not reading that. Oh. I'm like, why is the books talking to me about their money? The books shouldn't have their own money. Nope. Did say first floor, so I'm starting to wonder if she lied to me. Either she's a liar, or I've somehow gone all around and missed it. It's great that night classes are available here. I can work during the day and still learn. No, we want to look at this book. It's the Violet book, the mysterious purple tome. Do you want to read it? Yes. Which section would you like to read? Ooh, Pokemon of Area 0? Alright. Sure, let's just keep kind of go from that. So we have a little image there. I'm more interested in the pictures, but you can pause the book if you're so inclined. Okay. The monsters. I have a Mystica. Would be much nicer if I could just go from one section to another. Legendary treasure. Oh, it looks like the freaking stuff that's all across the area. Oh, there's so much. Imagined Pokemon. Phantom Memory. Heath stayed straight from the team and was later found unconscious. When awoken, I could only recall speaking with someone in an unfamiliar place, as if in a dream. Holding the page shown here. My generous sponsor. About the author. What the? While separated from the research team in the crater's depths, I found a strange entity. Whether it was a Pokemon or even alive at all, I know not. It bore a shell with layers of overlapping hexagons and gleamed brighter still than gemstone. Viewed as a whole, it resembled a mysterious, brilliant disc. Okay, this is heading to stuff for the DLC, I think. Okay. Yep, go to history. Greetings, little students. Yesterday's history. Today's our last class, so I'd like to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us one last time. In our last class, I taught you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? Alas, 200 years is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. Now, how unfortunate that our history lessons must march so inexorably toward the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march toward the past instead? To start from our present and study history in reverse? Sure. So you agree with me, do you, Violet? However, I'm afraid I risk incurring the wrath of our dear director if I stray from the curriculum. I suppose I have no choice but to let the flow of time carry us toward the future. In the last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind Terra Orbs has its origins in Area Zero. Even after the Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continued to explore that area, and around 140 years ago, Pokémon cloaked in a mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, these were, in fact, terrestrialized Pokémon. However, when those who discovered these Pokémon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, that might as well be present day, a certain someone you have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. Perfect timing to make eye contact, Violet. Answer me this. What is the name of the famous professor who unraveled the terrestrial phenomenon mystery? You didn't... Well, he was... So Heath was like 200 years ago, so not him. I don't know who Turo is. Clavel? Incorrect, or no, perhaps you are correct in a roundabout sort of way. Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Turo unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. Who's Turo? He discovered that the shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather the energy they emit, is what causes Pokemon terrestrialize. This led the professor to invent Terra Orb technology, and to develop a practical use for it. This technology was then shared with both the Pokemon League and our Academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? Next session is the final exam. History final. Don't be tardy. Ready for the final? Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your minds and answer the questions. What is the area within the Great Crater of Paldea called? Area Zero. I know that one. How many years ago was this academy founded? Oh, come on! I have no idea. Which of these did not appear in the Paldean fairy tale about the four treasures? There was no fan. Which Area Zero expedition member wrote the record of the team's activities? Heath. How many years ago did Professor Turo invent Terra Orbs? Present day. Alright, you must excuse the last question. It is too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test, but alas, the director forced me to include it. So ends our final exam. You may ask for your scores at the school's front desk. Feels great to get test out of the way, doesn't it? Let's take a look at your results. 3 questions to pass. 4 for finals. 5 out of 5. All right, and I guessed on one for sure. Experience candy. I could do more class, but let's see here. Just go talk to some people around. Hey there, come on in. Everyone's welcome in the nurse's office. What brings you here today? I don't see anything super wrong with you or your Pokemon. Wait, this is your first time here, isn't it? Maybe? Oh, so I guess you transferred in recently. Not quite, I just didn't get around to exploring everywhere. You must be Violet, right? Everyone's been talking about you. Really, still? I've heard all kinds of rumors. Apparently you fell off a cliff right after enrolling in the academy, and even picked a fight with Team Star? Oh yeah, you started your treasure hunt thing, right? Come tell me about anything super interesting you find out there in your adventures. I'm kind of bored just sitting here all day, you know? I don't have any classes to teach, and students only come here to skip class. So yeah, drop by if you can. Deal? Deal. Hey there, coming in, everyone's welcome. Violet, have you toughened up a bit? Yeah. Oh, so you know your tough stuff, huh? But seriously, you look a bit different since the seconds ago I talked to you. I bet it's because of all the crazy experiences you're having on your treasure hunt. You need to tell me all about what you've been up to. Wow, that's super cool. I sure am jealous of you kids. You get to try out new things every single day. Me, on the other hand, I'm actually wanted to become a teacher. I'm just the school nurse, you know. I can't teach classes or anything like that. Poor Miriam. I couldn't pass the certification exam to become an actual health teacher. I took it so many times, but no luck. So here I am, stuck forever in the nurse's office. So, sorry. I guess it isn't a very fun thing to talk about. But you're just such a good listener. I find myself telling you all kinds of stuff. I hope you still come see me, even if I talk your ear off like this. Alright, staff room? You are the one pictured? Oh, Violet. Did you come all the way here to the staff room just to see me? I sure did. Seems I finally made it into the hearts of my students. That makes me tres happy. After all, like I said in class, communication is very important. If there's anything you're confused about in class, or if you are having any trouble here at the academy, you can always come here and tell me. Ton ami, Salvatore, your friend Salvatore that is, Whis. Biology lab. Yeah, like this whole be friends with your teacher thing, I didn't know was a thing. I don't remember this. Ah, hello. Have you gotten used to things here at the academy, Violet? Yeah. Great. Glad to see you're having fun. Oh, have you been using the Pokédex app? I'm I'm the one who made it, you know. Every time someone using the app catches a Pokemon, that data gets sent to me. It's really helping with my Pokemon research. So be sure to catch any new Pokemon you find, and work on filling in your Pokédex. For your first goal, let's aim for, say, 30 and register 30 Pokemon in your app. Let me know once you've done so. So you've already registered 30 species of Pokemon in your Pokédex for me. Wow, so you caught this kind of Pokemon, and this one, all this data, this is the best. Sorry about that, I got a little excited there. But I get the feeling that you're going to be a great help in my Pokemon research. Here, take these. Consider it my way of saying thanks. False swipe. A restrained attack that prevents the target from fainting. The target is left with at least 1 hit point. Ooh! Might be good for catching Pokemon. You sure are good at catching Pokemon, aren't you, Violet? For your next goal, let's aim for 100 species. Remember, when you find a Pokemon you've never seen before, give a Pokeball a throw. Oh, I see you've already registered 100 species of Pokemon for your Pokédex for me. Wow, little Pokemon, big Pokemon, whoa. You even have data of Pokemon of this specific size? So much data, so much to analyze. Sorry about that. I got a little excited there. My Pokemon research is moving forward at a great pace thanks to your efforts. Here, take these. Consider it my way of saying thanks. 20 Ultra Balls, okay? You're a natural at this Pokemon catching thing, aren't you, Violet? For your next goal, let's aim for 200 species. I know that's a tall order, but keep tossing those Pokeballs and don't give up. And here I felt like the Pokédex giving me rewards was what took over from that. Sure. No, it's here. Violet, you scared me. Were you cooking something? Oh no, I'm not here for anything food-related at all. I was just walking about the entrance hall, and I felt that intense gaze that I told you about before. So I quickly ducked into the cafeteria here. Our cafeteria has only one entrance, so I thought I might be able to discover the identity of the person watching me if they followed me in here. Someone's just now. That's weird. I thought I saw her in here. I guess I won't be able to ask my question today either. That girl, I feel like I've seen her several times before. She seems to be a student here, but I get the feeling that her question is not about her studies. Next time I see her, or maybe I'll go start up a conversation myself. It could have been a little scary being here on my own. I'm glad you were here with me. Ooh, a couple people in here now. I got more classes to do, and I'm guessing that they're like, as I've gone through class, that these things start appearing. So I'm sure there'll be more of these after those classes with other teachers. Violet, the time has come. The cursed treasures, the 4 Pokemon of Ruin, they exist. And I stumbled upon the truth in the newspaper of all places. In an interview piece with a carpenter, no less. The Pokemon wielders apparently use sacred stakes to seal the treasures of Ruin in shrines. There is a separate shrine for each of the 4 Pokemon, and 8 stakes driven into the ground in the areas surrounding each shrine keep the power of Ruin at bay. Yeah, I've been pulling those up. In other words, if all the stakes for a given shrine were to be removed, it would release the Pokemon held inside. Don't you think it would be nice to free those Pokemon from the confines of their tiny little shrines, Violet? Yes. A kind soul, I see. You are proving truly useful. According to a descendant of the Pokemon wielders in the story, you must have a bond with Pokemon in order to remove the stakes. I'm sure someone as Pokemon savvy as yourself would have no trouble at all with that. Nope, I've been pulling them up all left and right. You can choose for yourself whether to believe me or not, but I will mark the locations of these shrines on your map. I'd rather go myself, of course, but skipping out on my classes to go adventuring seems to have made the director a little suspicious of me. You can think of it as part of your treasure hunt. Treasures of ruin are still treasures, after all. I hope you will investigate these shrines if you are at all inclined to do so. Okay. Okay, there's a shrine there. Mike. It's not telling me where the stakes are. But there's what? I have no idea how many stakes I've actually pulled up already. But I've been like, oh man, I feel like it's so many. It's 8, but then there's 4 sets of 8. That's a lot. Oh, hey, Violet. But before carrying on, I will continue. It might be fun to try and at least get 1 of the sets of 8 if I could. Sorry, were you looking for me? I've been away from the nurse's office lately. Did you need something from me? Yeah? Are your Pokemon hurt? Just a sec. Here you go. A little first aid. You must really be having an adventure out there, judging from those scrapes and cuts. Huh? Oh yeah. I guess it is pretty unusual for me to be out of the nurse's office like this. Well, I'm actually doing a bit of studying. Thought I'd try my best at the health teacher certification exam one more time. You go, Miriam. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Just so you know, it's totally not because I'm inspired by a certain somebody working hard at their treasure hunt, okay? Well, maybe I am just a little bit. So, you know, thanks. Yeah. Uh-oh. My break time's almost over. I know you'll be cheering me on, Violet. Yay! It still shows her. Does she want to say something else? Probably because I've pulled out some sticks. I do hope you will take on the hunt of the treasures of ruin if you are so inclined. Weird. Ooh, lots of people out in the schoolyard, but that's where I'm... Let's go to the director's office. Oh, why hello, Miss Violet. How is your treasure hunt coming along? Having all sorts of fun adventures, I hope? Yeah, it's been great. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. Do keep in mind that the treasure hunt has no set course or criteria you must follow. Simply go where your heart takes you, and you shall do splendidly. Speaking of such pursuits, there has been something on my mind of late. If I could ask you for expertise on the matter, I would be most grateful. You see, I recently heard a word, whose meaning escapes me. I believe it to be some sort of slang. Tell me, what does Chugi mean? Being outdated and uncool. I think I understood. For both speaker and recipient, it is not a pleasant word, I take it. The words used by young people these days are quite often beyond my comprehension. But when I learn the meanings behind the words, I find I feel much closer to my students. And I'm most grateful to you for your help on that front. Chugi. See how things are going. Hey there, come on in. Everyone's welcome in the nurse's office. Oh, Violet, I'm glad you're here. I have some good news. You're not going to believe this, but I passed the health teacher certification exam. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I saw you pushing yourself real hard with your treasure hunt, and that really inspired me. Of course, most of the credit for my success goes to my own hard work, though. Thanks for giving me the push I needed to try again, Violet. Max revives. I'll take it. But they tell me there's no room to add new classes this year. So I guess I'll keep being Nurse Miriam for a bit. Just you wait, though. I'll be standing in front of a class at this academy before you know it. Then I'll teach you all you need to know about health. I bet I'll make a great teacher. I can't wait to see you in my class. Sure. She's still in the same spot. I'll try one more time, because it keeps showing her there. Same comment. Yeah. Oh well. Join us next time. We're wrapping some things up, figuring some things out about the school. Thank you for joining us.